What's good, YouTube, my people, man? It's your boy Flash Speaks back, man. You know what it is. First of all, I apologize, man. No Eagles had today, man. Because I really hadn't planned on dealing with this. When I left the house, I didn't wear a hat. You know what I mean? It's hot out here in Philly, man. We talking like 90-something degrees. It's 90-something degrees, 7 in the morning. So you know it's wicked. It's wicked. Air conditioning got to be blasting. So I'm looking at the internet, man. I'm searching. I see some young brothers, man, got a nice little podcast going on. That's what's up. I'm guessing it's a Dolphins fan. You know what I mean? Fin out of water, or whatever, right? And he's talking about ESPN and the list they put out, ranking the quarterbacks and all that kind of stuff, right? And he said, "Stop the disrespect." So I'm assuming I'm looking to see what's going on. So the whole time they listed like the top 10 quarterbacks and all that, right? And Baker Mayfield, is 10, all that, Hurts and right. So I'm wondering what's the argument that they're making about, what's this all about? And basically the argument is, Lamar Jackson being at 4 is just major egregious thing. It's so egregious that Lamar Jackson is at 4. In front of him is Joe Burrow, Josh Allen, like Patrick Mahomes, right? So these brothers making this argument that what's egregious is the way Lamar is at 4, right? Nothing else egregious on the list, just Lamar at 4. And Joe Burrow shouldn't. You can't. So the whole argument is Joe Burrow versus Lamar type of thing. You know what I'm saying? And Josh Allen, they cool with Josh Allen being at 2 or whatever they said because he was MVP last year, right? Most valuable player, right? And bro, I'm gonna really I'm trying to be patient with a lot of this thinking right now that's going on. But you dudes, man, like all of y'all, like right now in sports, that's just with this type of thinking, y'all really, what y'all really doing is you destroying the integrity of the game, bro. Y'all destroying the integrity of the game, of football and in other sports as well. Listen, man. And what y'all doing is y'all making sports about something other than winning. Y'all making it about something other than winning, and y'all going to all these crazy lengths, in your argumentation and in the way you formulate arguments. And I get it. Listen, like I understand debate. I love debate. I am a debater par excellence, in my opinion. People who know me consider me pretty good at debate. So I get what I get it. I understand the different strategies that are implemented in debate. And debate is just like any other type of fight. You can only use what you have to fight with. That's all you can do, right? But even in debate, there has to be some type of parameters set that when we come to a certain conclusion that we all agree, all right, this person won, that person lost, or this point is a real point, whereas that point isn't, right? It can't just be completely, 100% subjective, and it can't just be completely relative like that, man. Because other than that, you end up destroying the integrity of the game. Now listen, just like I guess other people make an argument, I guess what I'm doing is making an argument. And let's just keep it 100, man. This game, or just like any other game, is not about anything other than winning and losing, bro. That's what it's about, man. It's about champions and those who fall short, period. When you're talking about football. To sit there and make an argument about Lamar being at number 4 being egregious, while ignoring the clear most egregious the part of the list, which is Jalen Hurts, the reigning Super Bowl MVP, Disneyland participant, okay? The reigning Super Bowl MVP. That's the most egregious thing. Lamar Jackson is not disrespected by and large. And I'm not trying to hear that, man. Lamar Jackson has been awarded 2 damn MVPs, Most Valuable Player Awards, while Jalen Hurts has been robbed of MVPs. Let me say that again. Lamar Jackson has been awarded 2 damn MVPs, while Jalen Hurts has been robbed of MVPs. If we go back to 2022, Jalen Hurts, by and large, by and far, was the leader in MVP voting, going alongside Patrick Mahomes. Unfortunately, what happens is he gets hurt in a game. Eagles decide to have him miss 2 games. And because of that, Patrick Mahomes just gets the award. Like, it was literally no other reason. Because they say, well, he got hurt 2 games. So they just awarded it to Patrick Mahomes. The same thing they did to Carson Wentz in 2017. Right? So me personally, like, I've lost a lot of respect for that award. I'm put it this way. I recognize that it's something that is used to argue on behalf of a player. I get it. Players feel good about it. They work to want it. It's part of your resume. I get all of that. But what I'm saying to you is, it is an award that is voted on by media members of the media. You gotta always understand how this works. The media works alongside the actual sports. You have sports and you have sports media. Sports media is there to basically tell the story of what happened that year. Right? What player was performing what on what particular day. They tell the story, they set narratives for the purpose of promoting the sport itself. What I'm telling you is, there is no aspect of the sport or of the story that's greater than the victor at the end of the season. And I know this because I'm an avid fan of Steve Sabol and the work he's done. I've actually met Steve Sabol personally because I used to work for the Lower Merion sanitation department, okay, out here in Lower Merion. All right, I used to work in the sanitation department. So basically, I was a trash truck driver. I was the driver. Like, I was rarely on the back, but I was the driver. We would hit up all those houses. One of the houses we hit up was the Sabos. And the Sabos used to give us, like, at the end of the year, and Steve Sabol, for those who don't know, he was the guy who put together he was the president of all NFL films. He was the guy that be at the beginning, narrating the stories and all of that. Cool ass dude. I liked him because they used to give us like anywhere between a $300 to $500 tip, you know what I mean, at the end of the year. But anyway, I'm a big fan of Steve Sabol's. So NFL films, at the end of every year, you know what I'm saying, they have a story of that season. Starts out all 32 teams that they had back 28, whatever, when they had that amount. In the beginning, then we deal with the playoffs, then we get to the Super Bowl, then we get to who would perform the best in the Super Bowl. There is no greater story told than the Super Bowl victors and the one who performed the best in the Super Bowl. There is no greater story than that. The MVP and all that. Listen, man. People 10 years from now, 15 years from now, they ain't going to remember who the hell was the MVP. I'm sorry. You're not going to remember who was the MVP in 2025. You ain't going to remember that. But you will remember who won the Super Bowl, who was the Super Bowl MVP. At the end of these careers, nobody's going to remember how many MVPs you had, dog. How many yards you passed for. How many touchdowns you passed for. Ain't nobody going to remember that bullshit. But what they will remember is how many Super Bowls you got, man. I promise you. So when we in this time, we need to be cognizant of telling these stories properly, man. I get it. If your team didn't win, you might not be feeling it, so you want to, like, if you're a Buffalo fan, for example, whatever, you want to stress, all right, Josh Allen won MVP. So you're going to say he was the best quarterback this year. It's all that, right? But, bro, was he really, though? Was he? Because the playoffs, really, people try to act like it's a separate season. It's not a separate season, man. It's all part of that season. You got the same roster that you had that whole year. You're taking the same momentum from the regular season into that, right? It's the same year. The best player that year is the guy who won at the end. It just is what it is, man. Like, y'all can come up with all this and all that. Like, at the end of the day, especially the quarterback position, like running backs and all that, that's a little different. But for the quarterback position, we know for a fact that at the end of their careers, who going to be GOATs and who going to the Hall of Fame and all of that kind of stuff, it's going to it's going to boil down to Super Bowl rings, man. That's why certain guys are not even in the GOAT conversation and certain guys are, right? Dan Marino will never be in the GOAT conversation, even though his arm was a golden arm. Boy, had the quickest release, quickest reading of this, and all of that. He'll never be in the GOAT conversation, man. No rings, bro. It is what it is. You know, other guys, Warren Moon, much as I love the guy, Randall Cunningham, as much as I idolize the guy, and all that type of stuff, will never be in the GOAT conversation. They ain't got no rings, man. And that's the same thing that's going to happen to your favorite guy unless they start getting that done, man. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. But, like, don't disrespect the guy who already been there and did it. And man, listen, you can come with all these complicated, sophisticated arguments about, you know, this person had help, he had team, his running back did this, yards, he ain't passed for that many yards, and all. Man, ain't nobody trying to hear that, man. And I'm going to tell you the reason why with a guy like me, why it's not going to work, is I done seen John Elway pass for 150 yards in a Super Bowl. You're not going to tell me John Elway ain't a beast, ain't great. Tom Brady done passed for like barely. He passed for 100-something yards in Super Bowls, man. We can pull all that up. That stuff, man, that stuff don't last long. It really don't. It really don't, man. Like, you sitting up there arguing this stuff, man. Arguing for, like, you really arguing a bunch of excuses, man. Like, at the end of the day, like, if your guy didn't hoist that Lombardi at the end of the year, you got some type of excuse that's going to be in your argument at some point. You know, ain't no justification in the world for there being 8 motherfuckers in front of Jalen Hurts on no list for quarterbacks right now. It's no fucking way. I don't care what they did, man. I don't care how bad their defense was. You clowning with all that, man. You clowning. Whose story was last year? The Eagles. That's it. Rest of you niggas is losers, man. I ain't even trying to be rude, but it's the truth. It's the truth. That's the way I felt every year when Brady and them was winning. I felt like a loser, man. I would be real. He won, he the man. I ain't sit up here and make arguments. Oh, yeah, he only passed for such and such yards. Their defense was doing that, man. At a certain point, you got to have integrity as a man, bro. It is what it is. It is what it is. All these little excuses and all that, man. Everybody, like, come on, man. What are we doing? Besides destroying the integrity of the game, trying to act like something other than winning matters. Nothing else matters. Like Stephen A. Smith's opinion about how you perform, how your quarterback performed. Some Nick Wright, or I don't know who these writers is, man. Some dude, because he felt like, oh my God, it's the greatest performance he ever saw on a random week 12. Bruh, no. What matters is who hoisted the Lombardi at the end of the year, man. And I'm not going to let y'all act like it's about something else. That's all it's about. That's all it's ever about, man. It ain't about Saquon's backwards jump over somebody in week 4 or week 5. No. It's about winning that Super Bowl, bruh. That's what it's about. That's what it's about, man. And I'm not going to let y'all sit up here this year and try to take away from what the Eagles did or what Jalen Hurts did, man. He did something your favorite quarterback may never do, nigga. It is what it is. It is what it is, man. I'll get with y'all later, man. Peace out.